Hello, 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 and welcome to you. Thank you so much for joining me today for another live English lesson right here all over the internet. YouTube, Periscope, Facebook. Today's a special live day because today, my friends, today, where did that go? Today is my birthday, and this is a party for you. That's right. Happy birthday to me. Thanks for joining me. Thanks to Elif and Fabrizio on YouTube and Yalchin from Istanbul. Thank you on Periscope. Thank you, everyone, on Facebook. Hi, Katie. Listen, before we get the lesson and everything else, I have to say that yesterday, I don't know why, but the lesson, the live lesson was scheduled for 4:30, and it happened at 3:30, and I don't know. Don't get old. That's the thing that I guess I'm trying to say. Don't get old. So that's what happened yesterday. But we are on schedule today, and it is my birthday, and I've had a great day here in Happy English. I've met a lot of students. Yalchin says, you are 22. That's right, I'm 22. 22 times too many. That's right. Elena, hi. Mayochimia, hi. Hey, thank you so much for those kind birthday wishes. Sometimes we ask people, hey, do you have any words of wisdom for your birthday? Thank you, Freddie. Words of wisdom. I don't know. Have fun every day as much as possible. That's my words of wisdom. So I'm going to stick to that. All right. Hi, Emil. Thank you. All right. We have a lot of things to cover today. Even though it is my birthday, I do want to help you guys learn English. So why don't we do that? All right. Don't forget, you can always go here, myhappyenglish.com. Click members, sign up for the mailing list, and I will send you free English lessons by mail, like the new podcast coming out this weekend. Check it out in your email box. All right. Excuse me. Much better. We have three things to cover today. We're going to look at 5 ways to use for. All right. And then we're going to look at the natural pronunciation of don't you, would you, and could you. And then yesterday somebody wrote to me and asked, hey, Michael, can you give us the difference between say and tell? And I thought, hey, that's a great idea. Let's talk about that. So that's what we're going to do today. All right. So, for. I know that prepositions are really, really, really tough. Okay? I know that they're tough. And I try and find, I don't know if there's rules, but just usual ways that we use things. And so this is what I've come up with. I hope it's useful. So we use for when we talk about the benefit of something. So I bought this hat for my sister. For my sister. So I bought this hat for my sister. It's her benefit. She benefits from having the hat. So this is for you. This lesson is for you. It's your benefit, okay? So for shows benefit. I have a pen for the whiteboard. That's right. I have a pen for the whiteboard. It's only for the whiteboard. It's not good for paper. So for also shows the purpose of something. I have a cup for drinking Joe. That's a good cup of Joe. We also use for a time period. I have been here for 2 hours. Actually, I have been here for almost 10 hours. Oh my God. It is 10 hours. No, 9 hours. So we use for plus a time period. Okay, that's 3. The next one is an amount. I got coffee for $1. That's right. If you go to the street vendor in New York, you can get coffee for $1. For $1. $1. That's right. Buck is a slang word for dollar. $1 is $1. $5. $5. That's right. You guessed it. Exactly. All right. So I got coffee for $1. So when you talk about the amount of money, you can use for $1. And then the last one is we drove in the desert for 3 hours. Not many deserts here in New York, but for example, we drove in the desert for 3 hours. Somebody I know drove around the track in a McLaren for 1 minute and 59. Oh my God, that was it. So those are 5 different ways that we use for. Okay, there are probably others, but those are the 5 most common ones that I thought about for today. All right, cool. Thanks for joining me today. Who's here? Okay, thank you. Nadia and Marcelo. Hi. Keep the peace. Keep the pace. That's right. I'm trying to do that. Let's keep the pace here. Natural pronunciation. Don't you want to have pizza for dinner? I do. Don't you is usually pronounced don't-cha. 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 Don't you want to have pizza for dinner? Don't you want to go to the movies? Don't you like to study English? Don't-cha. Don't-cha. Couh-jya. 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 Could you tell me your phone number? Could you help me with moving this desk? Could you help me? Could you is usually pronounced couh-jya. Could you give me a moment? Couh-jya. So, don't you is don't-ya. Could you is couh-jya. Don't you want to have pizza for dinner? Could you tell me your phone number? Would-jya? Would you like to have dinner tonight? Would-jya? Would-jya? Would you like to see a movie tomorrow? Would you like to go to the beach? So, would you is usually pronounced as would-jya. Could you is couh-jya, and don't you is don't-cha. Don't-cha. Don't you love the way that sounds? Would you like to study more? Let's do it. All right. The next one is say and tell. All right. So here's how we use say and tell. We use say plus the person's words. She said she loves Brooklyn. No, she said she lives in Brooklyn. She said she lives in Brooklyn. She said she had pizza for lunch. She said she sells seashells by the seashore. That's a tongue twister. So she said she lives in Brooklyn. Okay, those are her words. She tells us interesting stories. I could also say, she told me she lives in Brooklyn. She told me she lives in Brooklyn. She tells us interesting stories. See the pattern? After tell, we put the listener. She told me she lives in Brooklyn. She tells us interesting stories. So after tell, we put the listener. She told Jack she likes pizza. She said she lives in Brooklyn. She said she lives in Brooklyn. I'm not sure who she was talking to. in that situation. So that's the basic difference between say and tell. After say comes the person and their words. She said she likes pizza. She told me she likes pizza. After tell comes the listener and then the person's words. That's the basic difference. And that was a great question. I'm sorry, I don't remember exactly who who told me that. Sorry, but somebody wrote to me yesterday and asked me that question, so that's why I did that today. Hey, if you have an English question, you can always feel free to ask me. Send me an email. You can always go here, go to myhappyenglish.com, click contact, and you can send me a message. That will be great. Alrighty, that, my friends, is the end of today's English lesson, the happy birthday version. In case you just joined me, that's my birthday. Hey, thank you, Yalchin, for that. All right, thank you to who? Wilson, hi. Anderson, thanks for coming. I appreciate that. She tells us interesting story isn't always in the present simple. No, she told us an interesting story. Tomorrow, she will tell us an interesting story. So I think that the tense doesn't matter. The point is, and let me go back to that screen for a moment. The point is, after tell comes the listener. After say comes the speaker and their words. So it doesn't matter what the time is. Yesterday, she said she lives in Brooklyn. Tomorrow, I don't know. It's tomorrow. No, we can't say tomorrow. She will say that. It sounds weird to me. But the point is, after say comes the speaker and their words. After tell comes the listener. That's it. All right, that, my friends, where are we? There we are. That, my friends, brings us to the end of this live English lesson. If you live in North America or South America and you like to wake up early, there's going to be another live English lesson tomorrow, Saturday, April 8th at 6:30 a.m. That translates to around 12:30 in Europe, around 2:30 or 3:30 in the Middle East or near India, Singapore, I guess. And what time in Asia? Maybe 7:30 p.m. in Asia, something like that. So that's tomorrow, another live English lesson. If you've just joined us, my name is Michael from Happy English. Don't forget, you can go here to myhappyenglish.com right there and sign up for the mailing list. I'll send you English lessons by email, and over 1,000 free English lessons await you there. Thank you for joining me for today's live lesson, and see you next time right here at Happy English. Bye, guys.